Sister of Notre Dame, Irene Gerdeman, has helped students shine in science and in life in her role as a science teacher for more than 5 decades. Today, she teaches physics at St. Francis High School in Gainesville, Florida. But before heading to the Sunshine State, Sister Irene spent 30 years teaching at Notre Dame Academy, an all-girls school in Toledo, Ohio.
But when I got to high school, the teacher could zero in on their specialty. And that began me teaching science.
We caught up with some of Sister Irene's former students from Notre Dame Academy who are working in STEM fields today to find out what they remember about her.
Ironically, I was just telling my students about Sister Irene, and I really have to credit Sister Irene with giving me the strong science foundation that I have.
So Sister Irene was my physics teacher my senior year, and physics was hard. It was hard all the time. I'd never studied for a class as much as I studied for that class.
Sister Irene was my physics teacher way back in 1998, my senior year. I was one of 4 students that she encouraged to participate in an engineering competition.
Well, she was one of my favorite teachers at Notre Dame. I had her for 3 years for honors chem, EP, chemistry, and then honors physics. And so we spent a lot of time together there.
And that's very rewarding. Besides seeing what my students have done after high school and after college, I've got many people that work for NASA, whether it's doing software or putting rockets into space, ophthalmologists, medical doctors, PhDs in physics, dentists, nurses, radiologists. It's just amazing what they do.
After Notre Dame, I graduated from Case Western with a degree in mechanical engineering, and I was hired right away at NASA Goddard Space Flight Center, where I have been for the last 20-some years.
I went on to become a high school science teacher, and I went on to get my master's in chemistry and education.
It was really inspiring to me as far as the math and science fields are concerned, and really kind of just pushed me to do my best in those areas, and that's kind of what spawned my love of pharmacy.
Sister Irene is known for her hands-on, fun approach to learning, but also for holding her students to high standards, challenging them to push their limits.
Helping them to understand the world around them so that they can be intelligent voters someday. Be able to critique, somebody's scientific article that, gee, is this really true? Or let me do a little investigation.
I do remember Sister Irene's encouragement, her belief in me, and the academic rigor that really shaped the way that I approach problem solving.
She always pushed me to do my best, so she believed in me.
I have such vivid memories of being in Sister Irene's class and learning physics, and I try in here to do some of the same stuff. And in fact, I just used a demonstration she taught us in physics yesterday when teaching my students. Like, some physics just doesn't get old, and her passion for it, how much she loved it and she wanted us to understand is something I try to use with my students all the time.
Her consistency and her expectations really paved the way for helping me to understand what I was learning, which let me love what I was learning.
Women have made great strides in STEM fields since Sister Irene's early days of teaching. But even back then, girls left her classroom ready to fit in and succeed in male-dominated fields.
I'm honored to have a chance to talk to young women today, or women out there in the community who can encourage their daughters to follow a STEM.
I left NDA with confidence that sustained me through some really difficult undergrad years and some years in my field where I struggled to find my voice as often the only woman in the room.
I taught it for many years in an all-girls school, 30 years, and it was so good. The girls in the class didn't have boys to depend upon. And they just took over.
So much easier because of what I learned from her. I was prepared for the labs. I was prepared for my chemistry and my physics classes. So I already had a good baseline going into them.
My one brother, who engineer, he said, I like women in my department. They think differently than men. And he liked that. And so he was happy that I was teaching science. Don't worry about the men in the department. Just go ahead and do what you know how to do, and you'll succeed.
Teachers have a great impact on the world, no matter the grade level or subject, And Sister Irene's impact has been particularly profound.
The thing that stuck out with me was how much she cared about us, and there was a reason behind those expectations. I still have the birthday card she made me. It was the first personalized birthday card I ever got from a teacher. It's in my little keepsake box, and it always meant a lot to me.
She never gave up. She never once thought we couldn't do it. I never felt dumb in there. It was always a challenge for me.
She always pushed me to do my best, so she believed in me, which was wonderful to have that support system.
So I've had the opportunity to work on some really cool things here, and that really all started at Notre Dame and at Sister Irene inspiring me.
Thank you, Sister Irene, for helping students shine.